It's Seminary Update with three-time Emmy Award-watching anchors Andrew Asp and Werner Stroily. Thomas Gustafson Sports, Andrew Thompson with weather, and featuring Alex Smith and Mike Stainbrook in the field. Plus, a Seminary self-help with PJ Arsvold. Seminary Update is on now.
Good evening, and welcome to CSL Today. I'm Andrew, and this is Werner.
No.
Tonight, we're covering the insane heat of the second-floor Winnikin bathroom, tips for dealing with the after-chapel coffee, and a look at the latest sports news.
But first, our main story. Recently, there has been an influx of speed bumps on the seminary campus. For a closer look, we turn it over to our field reporter, Michael. Michael, what do you got?
They're called speed bumps, and their prevalence on campus has been causing some concern.
So we have speed bumps on this campus? Like, I had no idea we were big enough to have them. All of a sudden they popped up last summer and they just keep on multiplying. Like they're everywhere now.
I'm reporting live from Concordia Seminary, where the latest stir around campus are these yellow and black intrusions into the freedom of the student body. Yes, the campus somehow found something even slower than the Winnikin Hall internet. In the words of one exegetical professor, Kataremina, Enai, He, Hemera, Geotraces. That's right, folks. Every day is hump day. In fact, there's been studies showing that speed bumps actually impact student health. In addition to being an additional 7 seconds late to your RFE, you may develop scurvy.
So there it was, driving my regular 45 miles an hour like everybody does, and bang! Hit the speed bump, things go everywhere, coffee spills, I'm not getting that back. My nice vase in my seat shattered, didn't see that coming, and I'm just very concerned about the safety on campus with obstructions like that ruining people's lives, days, families. Where does it end?
Hey everyone, we've heard the complaints about the speed bumps at Concordia Seminary. We're doing the best we can. There's only so much we can do, trying to navigate through everything. So Student Association, we're trying to do our part, but we can only go so far.
Just like we have the speed bump out on the entrance from Demon, Clayton Road, we will be installing a new speed bump in the middle of the nave in the chapel to slow down the processions. And of course, as we know, this is something that was going on in the early church. There were speed bumps, as we know from the archaeological evidence, in all of the churches in Constantinople, in Rome, in Jerusalem. In fact, Jerusalem had 5 of them. So we're hoping eventually that not only will we have our 1 speed bump, but we'll increase it to 5 speed bumps. We will have a blessing of the speed bump, which will take place on call day.
And it does not look like the speed bumps will be slowing down anytime soon. Increase in number has taken place even as the materials used for these speed bumps have steadily become more expensive. As a result of this increase, the seminary has gone in a new direction: student workers.
A human speed bump? Well, I mean, I'm a STEM student. I'll do almost anything for minimum wage, so count me in.
Safe, slow down, be safe.
In light of this development, the seminary plans to have 8 students working as speed bumps at all times, 3 on campus roads, and another 5 in campus buildings. Now, members of the seminary community may be wondering what they can do now that they can no longer drive more than 15 miles per hour through a campus full of pedestrians. Members of the campus wellness community have insisted that it is for the students' health that they ought to avoid these speed bumps at whatever cost. It is also highly recommended that the students discuss the speed bump issue at their next Winkle meeting, and maybe they can also sign the treatise on the power and primacy of the bump. We'll be right back with more seminary news after this break.
And we're back with CSL 801 News. Students on campus have been busily working on their personal development plans, also known as PDPs. We look forward to seeing students all over daily reading the entire Bible, running 26.2 miles, going to Caldi's with that friend they've been meaning to see, and cutting their coffee budget down to $2.
Researchers found that cheese exposed to hip-hop music tastes better than cheese exposed to other genres. Unsurprisingly, last place went to cheese exposed to chanting by seminarians who can't really chant.
Demographic researchers have been blown away with the massive population increase in the woods, which is a resounding 9% growth. That happens to be twice the growth rate of Niger and a third of the LCMS goal baby rate.
Reports are that nothing is currently happening at ISO. There's nothing else. That's the whole headline.
We're now getting reports of some alarming news from the Winnikin Hall second floor. Reporter Alex is there now. Alex, what's going on out there?
Hi Andrew, I'm on the second floor of Winnikin in the men's bathroom. It's about 100 degrees in here, but honestly it feels like 10,000. I actually brought an egg along with me, so we're going to see if we can fry it up in here.
Alex, have you heard exactly what is causing the heat?
Well, there's a few theories out there. Some people think that one of the stalls is actually the entrance of the gates of hell. Somewhat unlikely, but others think that President Meyer may have been attempting to create some kind of seminary sauna similar to his other campus improvements, like the fountain in the courtyard with all the fish in it.
Alex, doesn't it make more sense that it's just an older building with an old heating system?
You know, I mean, I like suppose like that could be the case, but I gotta be honest, man. I'm like dying in here. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, it's hot.
Alex, are you all right?
It's so hot. Send Lazarus.
Send Lazarus? I think he's delirious.
I believe that's a Luke 16 reference, Andrew.
Oh my, that does sound serious. Alex, can you get yourself out of there?
Oh.
I wash my hands of this.
I think we've lost him.
Tragic. Well, as we check on Alex, enjoy this short break. And we're back to the Myra Minute. In other news, next month is Coal Day, and seminarians and their families are eager to figure out their future. The Old Testament faculty is now wondering when PL and Nephal Day is. Many students are pretty nervous about what the future might hold. However, Concordia staff and faculty have repeatedly told them it's gonna be okay. That sounds nice, but remember, it's gonna be okay is what George told Lenny at the end of Mice and Men.
Recent numbers from the admissions office show that 52% of students on campus report as having gone to school in the Concordia University system. Meanwhile, the remaining 48% report as normal human beings.
Ever found yourself in the awkward position of entering a conversation in after chapel coffee? In today's Seminary Self-Help, PJ will show you the ropes.
Thanks, Werner. On this week's Seminary Self-Help, Why Let God Help When You Can Help Yourself, we're going to help you get through one of the toughest transitions in ministry: how to enter a conversation in after-chapel coffee. Step 1. Grab coffee. Now this seems obvious, but many will mess up this first and crucial step. In order to be properly welcomed into a group, you need to have some sort of beverage. It's the adult confirmation of conversational membership. Now, it's important you grab coffee and not tea. Tea tells everyone that you think you're better than them, but you're obviously not because you're drinking tea. Also, you can use popcorn as a substitute, but only in cases of emergencies. Step 2, pick the right circle. Now there's many factors that go into deciding the right circle to enter. Are my friends in there? Is there a professor? Is it one of the weird professors? These are all valid. You also want to look at the size of the circle. The goal is to find one around 4 to 7 people. Any less, and there's a chance you'll be the last one, you'll be all alone. Any more, and the chance of an unnecessary Luther quote getting used increases exponentially. Finally, it's very important you remember, never join a circle with 2 or more 4th years. Otherwise, you run the chance of leaving that conversation hating the world. Step 3, enter the circle. Now this is the most difficult part of the whole process, but there's a few methods we've developed to help you make this transition. There's the hand on the shoulder method. There's the push yourself in method. The circle the wagon until a crease opens method.
We'll cut it in half because it's just too big. Cut it in half, put some barbecue sauce on that bad boy, and then put some old...
The wait awkwardly outside the circle until somebody notices and invites you in method. And in moments of desperation, you can use the drop personal item into the middle of the circle, so you have to pick it up and thus enter the circle method.
Really good. I mean, you can good in light purple.
All of these can be used with varying success. The goal is to find one that works for you and to really lean into that one. Step 4, find the right conversation topic. If a riveting conversation isn't already taking place in that circle, you want to interject something that'll really bring life to it. The goal is to think of things that normal people talk about all the time, and then talk about the exact opposite. Instead, focus on obscure historical, theological, or otherwise pointless topics. The one exception is football, because it's guaranteed to include everyone who loves football and ostracize those who don't. Another tip is to make subtle, passive-aggressive comments about meaningful topics, but never actually have a worthy discussion that resolves anything. And whatever you do, don't rant.
We all go to chapel, worship the Lord, and you're sitting here waiting so that you can just run downstairs, grab all the good bread, throw it in your little backpack, and run away before anyone else gets a chance to get anything good. And then I'm left with this just like...
Step 5, leave the conversation at the right time. This last step will take some getting used to, as many of us will either leave prematurely, thus missing a hilarious moment in the conversation, or leave a little too late, thus being the last one left awkwardly looking around. Once you find this sweet spot, use one of our many excuses for leaving the circle. Options include, hey, I'm gonna grab some more coffee, or, oh shoot, I need to get to class. I'm gonna go study the library. My shift as a speed bump is about to start. And in times of desperation, just tell people you have to go because you're busy. It'll always be kind of true. Hopefully these 5 steps will help you get through after chapel coffee and make you look like a pro conversationalist to your peers and superiors. Join us next week as we help you get through the dreaded situation, what to do when you're sharing the peace, but your neighbor turns the other way.
Go in peace to serve the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
In the arms of
Good evening and welcome back to News 9 at KFUO. Next, we turn it over to our local weatherman.
Thanks for tuning in for our local Concordia Seminary weather forecast, or the Founders Weather, with Andrew Thompson here. As you look outside your windows right now, you can tell it is definitely raining outside. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Do not have any worries, as that is expected to taper off by the end of this evening. Tomorrow you can look for forecast highs about 62. And as we move throughout the rest of the week, the temperatures are going to be fairly consistent in the mid to upper 60s, maybe even reaching 70 degrees tomorrow. The sun will be more abundant, so make sure you pack sunglasses, and sunscreen as you go places, as the UV index in the springtime and the later spring months is starting to rise. As we move into Wednesday and Thursday, though, we will have a large low barometric pressure center moving in. Expect some severe weather with that. We will keep you tuned and up to date with that, so make sure you tune back into the Founders Forecast. We will tell you just how much rain, just how much severe weather we are expecting with this system. Otherwise, enjoy the nice, beautiful sunny days and the Concordia Seminary campus, and we send it back to you guys at the news desk.
Not very funny, but helpful, I guess. Now we go to Thomas with sports. Thomas?
Thank you, Andrew. It's been a busy time for athletics here on campus. To begin, let's check with our seminary stair climbing team, who after the fight for air climb are already training for next year.
All right, guys, hey, just 20 more stories to go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Go Dr. Mars, stair climbing team. In other news, intramurals have been going strong. Every match has been extremely competitive, well, other than the ones with the pink team involved. Green team swept the championships in the fall, and gray team took home first place in volleyball. This season has served as a great reminder of what it's like to watch dudes, who are not athletes, pretend to be. Earlier this morning, President Meyer announced that he would be pushing for intramural sports reform. Next year, you can expect a whole new slate of sports that are more fitting for seminarians to compete in. Sounds like the headliners will be ping pong and stretching. It should be a very exciting time in Concordia sports. Back over to you.
Thank you, Thomas. And thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Vanna.
Werner. Have a great night, Concordia.